What is going on, humans? Welcome to Scarlett Show episode 55. Yeah, we're not going by seasons anymore because there's no reason to. I can be here every Friday night. It doesn't matter anymore. And guess who I have as my guest tonight? Mr. Robert Blume. Woo! My neighbor, my quarantine buddy. So this guy and we live like 3 minutes away. So this is safe. This is safe.
Yes, it is.
How you doing?
Very well. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me in this awesome studio.
I'm so excited to have you because we've been wanting to make this happen for a while now.
Yes.
I think since like season 2 and then like the last season, and now here we are.
We're back.
We're back.
Stronger
We
than
did
ever.
a really cool back-to-back a few, like last month. I don't even know. The days are just blurring by.
It was very fun though, and I'm glad that you came and did your thing, and we did our thing. You know?
We did our
It
thing.
was cool.
We did our thing. So I want to do something different this time. So it's going to be a 30-minute interview, 30-minute sit. But while we're getting interviewed, or he's getting interviewed, we're going to play Jenga because...
That's what people do. In
Yeah,
quarantine.
people get interviewed and they get janged.
Let's get janged.
All right, so you can go first.
Okay.
And I want to know. Oh my God, man! Like, it's 2 years of Connect already.
Yes.
That's a really big accomplishment, and you've really come so far. I mean, I remember the event that I went to where I was getting body painted
Yeah.
at that little spot.
I was just thinking about that.
And now you got all this production and dancers. And tell me about like your journey. Like, how do you get to where you are? Like, tell me everything.
So Connect San Diego, it started in 2018 in March, and it was planned and executed really nicely, because I saw that there was kind of like something missing from the scene, and there's a lot of repetition and a lot of kind of the normal house and techno things, and I kind of just wanted to give my spin on it by providing more of an experience rather than like another night out at a club. Oh wait, one hand. I'm in there. I'm gonna leave that right there. There we go. Ta-da.
Thank you. You just left that for me. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's sprouted from one event, and since the first event I was pretty sure that this had to keep going, and it was pretty much like a missing piece into the scene that I want to curate.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really curious to know about your childhood. Like, what are your memories that you remember that you wanted to be like in this industry, or that you were artistic and creative? Like, what were your earliest memories of you being in that?
So I mean, my earliest memories would be like from family, and this is difficult. So like family parties, obviously, and just kind of gatherings, and they make you feel good. And I really didn't start becoming like a real creative until I started learning about like photography and stuff like that. But the earliest memories, of gatherings would be, from family and stuff like that, festivals. I've been to a ton of festivals as well. That's a big thing, that's gonna shape you and, mold what you want to create. So,
Is there one that made the biggest impact?
what, festival?
Yeah.
I would say probably my first festival, yeah, because it was in New York, in Bethel Woods, where Woodstock was,
Wow.
and it was my first like real festival, camping and just out there, and it's just the vibe, and yeah, that was my favorite one. Kind of opened me up to this whole world of not even just electronic music, but just everything, really, just art, music, and experience.
Yeah, and going back to you're multi-talented. That's something that I really appreciate about you.
Thank you.
I mean, you have your event producing, you're an artist, you DJ. So what is it that maybe like got you into this whole creative side? Like, what is something you remember? Like for me, for example, when I was a kid, I will always be in all the talent shows.
Okay.
I always wanted to be like a kid actress or a kid singer.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the things that inspired you?
As a kid?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't really as creative when I was a kid, you know. But
Was it after you experienced going to festivals that opened a world of possibilities?
I think like the earliest creativity would come from being a photographer, working like in high school. There was like a dark room, and we do the exposures in the dark room and really create some cool shit, and I was working with film and stuff like that. So that kind of opened me up to like a little crack of what I wanted to do. It wasn't until I started going out and going to the festivals and seeing and actually experiencing more of life. That's when I was like,
more of life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Getting inspired by life. Is it your turn?
Oh, it's your turn.
Oh.
Yeah, I would fill the middle.
Oh, okay.
This is where you.
Oh no! Oh my God! This is the part. So going back to Connect, you said that there was something missing in the scene, and what is it that was missing?
I think a lot more of diversity and creativity. There's definitely creativity in the scene for sure. I think I just like more of like hands-on creativity and more, I don't know, surroundings. Your environment is going to be a little more surreal and a little more like, just like an experience rather than in the scene now is more just like, it's like a DJ in a dark room and like that's great and all, if that's the vibe you're going for,
Yeah.
But I just I think there should be a little more.
Something more interactive.
Yeah.
Something that invites you to play.
Exactly.
And kind of be a kid again.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, being a kid and letting that little that kid in you come out and like really just enjoy, everything about the event that you're at, it's like that's the real fun about it,
Yeah, I really appreciate that interactive aspect of it. And your art installations, which I love, the phone, the cat phone,
yes.
like all the mannequin. Where do you get all these things? Where do you find them?
Well, a lot of OfferUp is huge for me. The app OfferUp, you get like a ton of cool things on there. Thrifting, eBay. People just give me stuff too. A lot of my phones and just random pieces of art.
And what about that alien?
The alien, that I got on eBay. Yeah. Because I needed it, like, everybody needs an alien.
Everybody needs an alien.
Everybody. Ooh,
oh my God. Whew. I'm sweating.
Damn,
but it could be because of this coat. I don't know. Oh. Whew.
Damn, this is intense.
I know.
It's like the longest Jenga game I ever played, really.
So, what are some of the challenges you face as an event producer?
Challenges? I guess, to be real, like the financial, producing events, costs like a ton of money, paying everybody and, the whole setup and process, transportation. That's like the biggest, damn, that's good.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing, but, I guess, wait, say the question again?
Yeah, you were looking at the Jenga. Oh, yeah. The challenges with event producing.
Yeah, challenges, definitely financial challenges, but also just kind of planning around everyone else's things that are going on.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to have like competition with anybody, and you really want not everybody to come to your event, but you want everybody to experience it with you. You know, so sometimes like a big challenge is like when people. There's other things going on and, people aren't able to make it because, there's something else, so that is a challenge, that a producer would need to deal with,
Yeah. And what do you think are the best tools to get the word out there for your event?
It's going to be Instagram for sure. That's like number one. I mean, it was based on Instagram, started from like nothing. And then really just going out and supporting events and going to everything, whether it's, house music event or, a rap thing or bands or just an art event. It's like you just got to go out and be there and
immerse yourself.
Exactly. Be in the scene that you want to curate, so it's like you have to, and it's cool, supporting everybody and then people support you, it's like everybody loves each other.
Yeah. So you think collaboration is possible?
Oh, huge. I think if it wasn't for collaboration, like it would be a lot different,
Yeah. Ooh. Oh no.
Ooh, we're getting there.
Oh no.
Yes, we are.
Whew. Okay.
Look at that.
Yes. Mwah. What do you think is your biggest accomplishment with Connect so far?
The biggest accomplishment, I think, for me, is that we worked. And when I say we, it's kind of just me. That
we, aka me. That's how I feel about this show too. It's like I do everything myself. But now we got Mike. That's managing. Mike. Hey. He's like, who, me? Yeah. So yeah, your team, aka yourself.
What? Repeat the question. Was it?
Your biggest accomplishment with Connect.
Biggest accomplishment. Well, overall, the biggest accomplishment, and the goal since the start was to connect people that wouldn't usually know about each other's, arts or talents or whatever like that. So we've connected in the last 2 years at least over like 400 artists.
Wow, it's amazing.
Showcasing them, them networking and meeting other people and getting different gigs and working with each other and collaborating. So it's really, that's the biggest goal, is like seeing the amount of, exposure and like achievement through the, the events of the people, So you throw an event and then those people go and do their own events and they do their own things, and that's like the ultimate achievement.
Yeah, connect. I mean, that's the whole name, right? Yeah, connecting people.
Yeah.
People, like-minded individuals that have similar goals and passions. I think it's so important to immerse ourselves in those type of environments and connect with that type of people, because yeah, of course.
Word.
Oh, there you go. Now you can lean back.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Lean back. But yeah, I definitely agree, and I think it's your turn, by the way.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you're right.
Damn, you're trying to skip out on the turn. See? Close to victory.
No, okay. I got this. Let me see.
You got this. Don't worry.
Oh, my God.
Oof. It's looking...
Oh,
what? Dude.
Oh, my God.
This is a good game.
Yeah.
It's probably the best game ever recorded, but... Let's see.
Yeah, so... Okay, thank you for that answer, because I loved it.
Thank you.
I'm like sweating right now with this. I forgot how fun it was to just play Jenga, I think it's definitely...
Yeah, it is a fun game.
It's an underrated game. It was super hip. It was super hip back in the day, and now it's nice to bring it back.
We're bringing it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back now, y'all.
So you said you took photography. When you start taking your photography classes?
I did it when I was in high school. I was not a freshman. It was like around sophomore year, and I had a film camera, and my teacher was really cool. He was really like this crazy stoner guy, and he was just kind of open about everything. Ooh, I'm a beast. Ooh, damn! I didn't know it was so good. So yeah, it was around sophomore year, and I was working with film camera, developing the darkroom, and it was just kind of a magical time, to learn. And I really didn't even take advantage of the learning either. I was still high school, so I wasn't even listening half the time. But
yeah,
from what I did learn, it was cool.
Yeah. So we actually met in a photo shoot.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know, we met in a photo shoot for Little Black Diamond, and then our friendship evolved. We did a really cool photo shoot, like with an airplane.
Yes.
That was probably my favorite one with the airplane.
Cool. That was the most experimental time for sure. For photography, was just using all my sources and trying to find the coolest places to shoot at, and fashion and really including everybody, and trying to collaborate with models and photographers and just everybody that was down,
Yeah, and speaking of fashion, you have a really good sense of fashion.
Thanks.
Where do you develop that
acquired
taste? I mean, look at that shirt. I mean, it was perfect. I saw that picture of you in your kimono in City Heights.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's I kind of just like on the fly ideas, and kind of just rolling with just random but sexy, keep it random and sexy.
Yeah, and speaking of sexy, let's talk about Sex Edward.
Let's talk about him.
So that's your DJ/artist alter ego. How'd you come up with that concept?
Oh.
Hey, it's one.
It's one finger?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought what?
Oh, wait, I don't know. It's okay.
Use two hands on the last turn.
Hey, Mike, you're supposed to be on my side.
Oh, I didn't even see that. See? Look at that. So Sex Edward. Well, funny story. Well, it actually did come from. I was with a girl, and she had like an unusually high sex drive,
Ooh.
and she was an artist as well. So she was doing a lot of acrylic paints and like melting on like canvases and stuff. So, boom, pull out game strong. See?
I'm sure she was the judge of that.
Yep, exactly. Boom. So, yeah, we went to Lightning in a Bottle together, and we were kind of like tagging the whole lightning in a bottle, everything. We're just tagging like everything we could see with this big red marker. And one night I just wrote sex, and it reminded me of her because you know the way she was acting and all this stuff. But but
Blame it on her.
no, it was a good thing. It was a good, it was exactly where it needed to origin from, and so from then on, we kind of, we drifted away from each other. But I kept that whole like sex idea, of acrylic paints and like the idea of sex and like, all of its featured mixed together.
Struggling.
You're doing great.
Struggling.
And that's eventually came up with Sex Edward, like a person of its own,
The artist
Yeah,
and the DJ.
pretty much. Yeah, it's like the whole other alien thing,
I know. And I love your mad scientist lab coat
Thank you.
persona.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for that?
That's more of like, I think like live,
Oh my god.
I think of it more of like a live art piece, like acting, but it's more like, something, like a scientist you can look at and it's more like, oh wow, this guy is like, he's just an actor, or like a, that is like Sex Edward in his true form, but
That is Sex Edward in his true form.
yeah, exactly.
In a lab coat.
Yeah, it's all strange and it's just, I don't even know, to be honest.
Oh
I just
my
went with the idea. Damn, what?
Ooh.
It's gonna be we're gonna hit the ceiling. Wow.
I know. I'm a beast.
Okay, time to wreck it.
Time to wreck it. You got this.
I do.
Yeah, so you really like to dress up, right?
I do enjoy it when the the opportunity
too.
is available, because you can't just dress up now, because it's like people are like, why you dress up, so like I don't like to be
Why
that
you
guy.
dressed up?
I like to be dressed up when there's like a time for it.
Yeah, like your job at Corbett Diner. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I felt at Rich's. I love the job because I love dressing up. So, and speaking of, the job and all that, how have you been handling this COVID quarantine situation, man? I think I've been able to survive, but what was your process like from when it all started till now? Like, how have you been handling it?
So when the COVID went down, I was actually doing a festival in the desert with the Umbrella Friends, and it was it was a great show. But during that event, it was the whole COVID takeover was going down, and they were shutting everything down, and so we were all in the desert at that time, and it was a little more of like, wow, we're having like the last event on Earth, or like in California.
Yeah. I
so-
mean, when you're in a bunch of drugs, that's how you feel.
I wasn't like that, no.
No, it's
But
cool.
but it felt very like surreal in a way. So, we returned, and immediately upon returning, everything was already closed. So we just came back to already quarantine. So it was a little strange at first, and it felt like okay, because after a festival, you take a couple days off anyway.
Yeah.
But
Now it's 2 months off.
it's been a long recovery. But honestly, yeah, in the beginning it was a little off, and I couldn't find really much inspiration to do anything.
Yeah. Oh my God.
As much as a lot
Oh
of
my
people,
God.
and currently it's still a lot of people. But after the first couple, it was like a week and a half or 2 weeks, then I started making more art and creating music, my magazine collaging, and just bouncing back and forth through creative, outlet, and just making the best of the time,
Yeah, you've been selling a lot of your pieces, huh?
Yeah, speaking of, I got you a little
Oh
something.
my God!
Boom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A mini sex Edward. Original piece.
Original.
Oh my God. Thank you so
let me,
much.
sign
Look
the
at
back
that.
for you.
Yeah, sign it, please.
Uh-huh.
Woo! Aw, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've seen you in your like in action, and it's great to have a small piece of you.
Here you go.
Fantastic. So, what advice would you give people or other creatives out there that are struggling right now during this quarantine to stay creative and stay optimistic and
Advice for the creatives. Really just take it down a notch, and explore your like inner, like we were talking about, like your inner child, and learn how to create based on that. Don't always think there has to be like a main goal. Just enjoy the arts that you're creating, and just don't overthink it.
Yeah, that's definitely tough for me when it comes to art. I can't just start drawing like that. I feel like, 'cause I'm a perfectionist, if I have a canvas, I feel like it has to be perfect.
Yeah. In a way I do agree, but if for people that are struggling to get on that creative side, it always starts with just playing around.
Something.
Yeah.
Playing around.
Just play around like a kid, and like just take it back to level 1, That's what my professors in art school used to say. They said, take it down, and keep it at level 1 where, and that's where you make the most creativity, because you're not, thinking, oh, I want to make it this way and that way. Just, if you're just doing it and just let it flow, it's kind of, it's a little vague answer, but it just, it just really just be comfortable, with yourself, and just take it like a kid, just enjoy it,
Yeah, I just try to make the best out of it.
Yeah, exactly. There shouldn't be like a masterpiece.
What's
on
that?
your mind.
What's it, you or me?
I think it's my.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece.
Yeah, you should just be making art just to make art. Just have fun.
Just to keep your mind running.
Exactly, and that's when you realize something, and then you have a breakthrough, and you'll be like, oh, I could do this.
Oh,
I could do that.
You can do that.
Damn.
Have you had? Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Have you had any breakthroughs this quarantine?
I did. I learned that I can kind of play more like techno hard music,
Ooh.
in like a longer, I played an hour set for the No Expectations crew a few weeks ago. I can cook, that's
Hey,
cool.
yeah, you can cook.
I cooked you some stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Even though you don't use a spatula, but it's
yeah.
okay.
No spatula gang, But yeah, I can cook now. That's cool. And like, I don't know, I like to stay up late now. It's cool. The concept of time is a little different now, so it's like my creating hours, can last all day until, the sun comes up, and then I'll go to sleep. So it's like, those are the kind of like small breakthroughs, but nothing really too astonishing, It's like nothing too crazy. I didn't invent the label, but
Nothing too astonishing.
yeah.
Okay. So, it's already 6:20. Damn, time flies.
It's time to play.
Oh, hold on. We got a few more minutes, because I want to ask you some live questions with the human experience section. And the first one is, what are you most grateful for in your life right now?
Grateful for my life. I guess I guess to the people that believe in me, to be honest. Yeah, like nobody really needed to believe in me and what I do, or even you inviting me on the show. It's like, if you didn't believe in me, then it wouldn't even,
Yeah.
make sense. So
Of course.
I'm really grateful for people that believe in me and my projects, and just kind of following me on this journey, to kind of get everybody on, and feel everybody gets successful,
Definitely. How do you respond to someone who is different from you or whose ideas you disagree with?
I kind of just say it like straight up. I'd be like, yeah, I kind of, I agree with, I don't agree with what you're saying. This is kind of what I think, but you're not wrong. It's kind of like agree to disagree. I never feel the urge to kind of like bicker or like,
or
debate.
prove someone.
Yeah, it's not like a serious debate. It's like, you have your view and I have my view, and it's like,
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, there should be-
respect each other's views,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
We're all not gonna agree on the same thing.
exactly.
So to coexist, we should respect each other. Ah, okay. How do you stay grounded when you feel overwhelmed?
Uh,
Like
um,
right now.
That's funny. I call my mom. I say what's up to my mom because she's definitely got me where I need to be.
Hey.
It's scary. Yeah.
Oh,
Still going.
damn.
I call my mom, smoke some weed.
Yeah, weed is fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, and then I'll sit here and create. To keep myself grounded. Play some music, do the magazine collaging. Just go back to my arts in just level 1.
Yes, level 1. Remember that. What can you do today that you weren't capable of a year ago?
DJing, like making or producing like some music, electronic music, magazine collaging.
Oh my God,
See.
why you do this?
What else have I learned this year? I learned a lot. I can't remember right now, but
It's okay.
Those would be the main ones. DJing, magazine collaging, producing. I guess just like learning people skills and learning to manage.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. What is your definition of heaven?
I guess to be honest, like I'm kind of already living like a little like heaven. It's like I don't have to. Yes.
You won. Do you know what? Do you know what your prize is?
Ooh, what's my prize?
All right. I was gonna save it for later, but I think this is the time.
Let's get it. Oh, some donuts! Oh, you know me. Yeah.
Okay, but maybe we can eat one after.
Definitely.
After you DJ. For now, before we go on your DJing.
Yes.
Yeah, special because you're gonna have to pick a letter, open it, answer the question.
Okay. Just want to pick one.
Yeah,
letter?
just one. Don't get too crazy.
Right here. This is the one.
All right.
Ready? Open it.
Yeah.
Okay. Donuts. This is great.
I had a feeling you were gonna win, so.
if your life was a movie, what would the title be? Unstoppable.
Oh. Ooh, boom.
It's a sellout. Like
It's unstoppable.
blockbuster film.
All
Around
right.
the block.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you
you.
for being here. And I'm ready to party.
About to throw it down.
Throw it down. Yeah, man.
That was awesome.
All right. Let's get this.
receive some comfort free. Insanity.
I just had that groove. Well, originally that song was created by the bass, 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 bass.
mind, my heart, and my soul.
Bang, bang,
My
bang.
eyes, my mind, my heart, and my soul. My eyes, my mind, my heart, and my soul. My eyes,
Bang,
my mind,
bang,
my heart,
bang,
and my soul.
bang,
My eyes,
bang,
my mind,
bang,
my heart,
bang,
and my soul.
bang, 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 bang.
My
That was sick. Woo! Thank you so much. Oh my God. Here.
Thanks for listening, everybody. I appreciate you. Sex Edward.
Yeah, how can people find you online?
On Instagram is Robert Benjamin Blume.
Yeah, it was already on the screen, but do you also have a few other Instagrams, right?
Yes, it's Connect San Diego or Sex Edward X.
Yes, thank you all for watching. See you next week. Woo! Woo!